is an old strategy by the Congress, Kshatriya, Harijan, Adivasi, Muslim. That's the coalition they had raised in the past, which had got them massive majorities back in the 70s and 80s. But remember, the BJP has been ruling the state for the last 6 terms, and this is the state where, as I said, they have won handsomely in both 2014 and 2019. Amit Shah is from there, Modi ji is from there. Several of the top Congress leaders come from Gujarat. So Gujarat, in a way, is their pocket borrow. If you go back to Karnataka, out of the 28 seats of Karnataka, BJP, remember, had won 25 in 2019. Massive majority.
Well, stay with us, Ajit. Sorry to, in fact, interrupt you like that. We have some reactions coming in. We'll just go to those reactions and we'll come back.
Okay, thanks.
भारत देश का सबसे बड़ा चुनाव आज होने जा रहा है और महाराष्ट्र और खास करके मराठवाड़ा लातूर का लोकसभा चुनाव आज होने जा रहा है। आज 7 मई को मतदाता वोट डालेंगे। मतदाताओं से मैं यही गुजारिश करना चाहूंगा, विनती करना चाहूंगा कि वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा वोट डालें और हमारी जो लोकतंत्र है देश की उसको मजबूत करें। कांग्रेस पार्टी का प्रदर्शन बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। इस बार लोग भारी तादाद में कांग्रेस पार्टी को समर्थन दे रहे हैं और कांग्रेस पार्टी के उम्मीदवार डॉक्टर शिवाजी काळगे, इनको बहुत ज्यादा पसंद किया जा रहा है मतदाताओं की ओर से। कार्यकर्ता भी भारी ऊर्जा के साथ काम कर रहे हैं। महाविकास आघाड़ी के सारे नेता एक होकर लड़ रहे हैं।
Well, we slip into a short break now. News and updates will continue on the other side.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
Luxury is now becoming a need rather than something that you aspire to be. So that is adding a lot of fuel. Obviously, government has played a vital role in it.
In a city like Mumbai, a luxury home may be something upwards of rupees 10 crores. In city like Delhi, again maybe something upwards of 8-9 crores. But in Bangalore, we typically define a luxury home, anything which is upwards of about 3 crores.
It's a combination of increased wealth, availability of more luxurious homes, and simultaneously the overall economy doing better.
This and more. Streaming on News9 plus news is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Brought to you by We God, co-powered by Sensodyne and Vimal, Polo Subha Kesari.
Well, we were talking about two crucial states that are there in these elections, and we were talking about Gujarat, and of course Ajit Keja was giving us heads up to it. But there is also another crucial state, that is of Karnataka. And Karnataka is also going for polls in 14 of the Lok Sabha seats. And what we understand is that it is a time when the BJP has been battling about the scandal in its ally. But the BJP says that it does not affect them. Let's listen to what Yediyurappa had to say just ahead of the voting.
This time I am telling you that minimum we are going to win 25 Lok Sabha constituency. Atmosphere is very good. Wherever you go, Modi, the response is there. Because of that reason, we are going to win minimum 24 to 25 seats this time also.
Well, that was in fact senior leader B.S. Yediyurappa from Karnataka saying that there is a Modi wave and they believe that BJP will be getting at least 24 to 25 seats out of the 28 seats in Karnataka. Let's go to, in fact, Rennie Abraham, senior journalist who also joins us. Rennie, of course, we have seen how the situation in Karnataka has been. One of the biggest problems for the JDS-BJP alliance has been the scandal. And it has probably been used quite well by the Congress also to play into the elections. And now the BJP says that most of the seats that are going today are in BJP's strongholds. You have a BJP strong leader like Pralhad Joshi also being contesting in the polls. And of course, we've seen how the Lingayat section of the votes have been a problem for the BJP because you have some of the seers being quite upset with the party. But the BJP says that it is in a firm footing and they expect, like Yediyurappa said, around 24 out of 28 seats. How do you see the BJP situation in Karnataka?
Well, you have seen for the BJP, the prospects in Karnataka have always revolved very strongly around B.S. Yediyurappa. I mean, we've seen the days earlier when he was chief minister, and notwithstanding even similar serious controversies of corruption that were leveled against him, the BJP tried and then reverted back to Yediyurappa because they realized that the caste dynamics of Karnataka was something that they could not do without in terms of how to better their prospects in the political arena. So there you are, you've seen that. Yes, now they've got a fresh controversy in terms of the sex tapes, so to speak. And it's being exploited to the hilt in the politics of Karnataka. But like as I said earlier, the BJP is very clear that they have B.S. Yediyurappa who's going to take care of all those anomalies and aspects of politics that they need to be able to return the same number of Lok Sabha candidates, if not more.
Well, Rennie, in fact, that is something that the BJP is in fact looking at, especially from the place where they could have their first government in the south. But then there is another crucial question that is there. It is about Maharashtra. Let's in fact get Ajit Keja also into it. Ajit Keja, how do you see the Maharashtra factor? It is one of the states where politics is splintered at several levels. Even for analysts, it's a difficult situation to assess what is happening on the ground. How do you see the Maharashtra factor?
See, out of the 11 seats that are going to polls today in Maharashtra, the BJP Shiv Sena combined last time had won 7 of them, right? And last time the BJP had, in a way, in 2019, swept Maharashtra along with its partner, Shiv Sena. Now that has completely changed. And as a result, everyone is confused as to what is happening in Maharashtra with two factions of Shiv Sena with Ajit Pawar on the BJP side. So I have a feeling that the NDA may not sweep Maharashtra the way it did last time. But at the same time, the BJP, I think, will end up doing rather well. Because remember, this time the BJP is contesting majority of the seats out of the in the NDA alliance. So the BJP will end up doing well. What might not work in favor of the NDA so much are the Shinde faction of Shiv Sena. That doesn't seem to be doing particularly well during the campaign. It seems to have got marginalized. And it's the same thing that is happening with Ajit Pawar's section of the NCP, because the sympathy seems to be lying on the other side. You know, Marathas, they believe in loyalty. They don't really believe in, breaking the loyalty. So that may not go in favor of the allies of the NDA. So there, I think the India alliance might make some gains, which they had not in 2019 Lok Sabha elections. But in Karnataka, remember, it's the opposite. In Karnataka, the BJP had won 25 out of 28 seats last time. And that was not in alliance with the JDS. This time they have an alliance with the JDS. Now, I agree that because of this whole scandal, they might lose here and there, especially the seat of Hassan and some of the other seats. But yet, alliance, the BJP plus the JDS vote, will prevail over the Congress, although Congress has the advantage that they are ruling Karnataka and they had won the assembly elections. They had done handsomely well. So therefore, that advantage the India alliance might get. But I still feel that Karnataka, because of the combination of JDS and BJP, will end up tilting more in the direction of NDA.
Right. We'll slip into a short break now. News and updates will continue on this other side. Don't go anywhere. We will get you the latest from the election states.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
Film and entertainment is definitely one of the levers for any country to build its brand.
We are getting global. I feel that we're just on the takeoff.
More and more films are becoming language agnostic.
Content is a universal language.
There's one audience in the world.
Absolutely. End of the day, we all are like brothers who have mutual respect for each other from a different land.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
It's probably the best kept secret in India.
Family-owned business, which has been extremely clinical in their approach. They have not hesitated ever to kill their darlings.
Typical to a South Indian business empire, I think they've shunned the limelight almost deliberately.
Let's give you now a quick roundup of what's happening during the elections from across the country. One of the crucial seats where the big fight is in fact happening is in Baramati, where we are looking at Sunetra versus Supriya Sule. Now, Sunetra Pawar and Supriya Sule is fighting for what is being considered an NCP family bastion seat. So this big fight is something that is also being highlighted with regards to the factionalism or the number of factionalisms that have occurred within the political parties in Maharashtra. Well, Rennie Abraham, how do you in fact see this particular aspect of Sunetra Pawar versus Supriya Sule? And is it about a battle for legacy? Is it a battle about legitimacy? How do you in fact see this particular battle?
Well, today it is a battle and at stake is the entire Western Maharashtra's belt of Maharashtra in the state. And it is virtually sort of a fight for, the establishment of the credibility of Sharad Pawar himself, the tallest Maratha leader from the state. So, if you look at what's at stake are the 11 Lok Sabha seats, including Baramati, Solapur, Kolhapur, all the entire Western Maharashtra belt. And Sharad Pawar has always been able to emphasize his absolute control and, ability to be able to swing the voter sentiment in the favor of his party. But like you said earlier and Mr. Jha pointed out, this time round, there are two nationalist Congress parties, the Sharad Pawar headed faction as well as his nephew, Ajit Pawar's NCP that is contesting for a piece of the Western Maharashtra political pie. So there you are, and therefore it is going to be a very, very seriously watched political battle. You do know that Ajit Pawar, the last time, Baramati, as you pointed out, which is known as the bastion of the Sharad Pawar family, which Mr. Pawar himself held for so many years, after which, as a legacy, Supriya Sule, his daughter, has been representing. But the key factor here is that Ajit Pawar, who has now taken over the symbol of the Nationalist Congress Party, has also spirited away 40 MLAs of the party. He has always had a major and key role to play in the prospects of Baramati, as also a lot of Western Maharashtra seats. And if I may put it simply, in 2019, if Supriya Sule was able to get over close to 6.5 lakh votes from Baramati and win, it is always said that Ajit Pawar.
मैम हिंदी में बताइए क्या अपील करेंगे अधिक से अधिक संख्या में वोट हो इसलिए?
नहीं, मतलब ये इम्पोर्टेंट दिन है और वोट करना इम्पोर्टेंट है, तो हर सिटीजन जाके वोट करना ज़रूरी, मुझे लगता है कि ज़रूरी है.
Well, we in fact slip into a short break now. News and updates will continue on the other side.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
Currently, the industry is facing a lot of challenges as far as demand is concerned. Basically, the US markets has slowed down because of high inflation.
So obviously, diamonds being a dream product, something which doesn't have a utility value or is seen as a luxury. So that obviously goes off your shopping list. That's the first item that will go off your shopping list, especially in recessionary trends.
That lab-grown diamonds are not mined, and they do away with the entire mining. So they save up on all the environmental damage that is associated with mining, and of course, the mining costs, which is why they're even more affordable.
People that is impacted by all these recessions are the artisans, are the people who work in this industry, right? But I think lab-grown diamond has allowed them to actually use their skills in the same product.
This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News9 Plus. Download now.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
The Prime Minister, in fact, came early and cast his vote. He also spoke about the need for people to come out and vote in large numbers. He said that the campaign for ensuring that everyone comes and votes is something that the ECI has been pushing forward so that the maximum number of voters come out and cast their vote. Let's listen into what the Prime Minister had to say.
भाई गर्मी में आप लोग दिन रात दौड़ कर रहे हैं, आप अपने स्वास्थ्य की भी चिंता कीजिए, और क्योंकि चुनाव के दिनों में पत्रकार साथियों को दिन रात दौड़ना पड़ता है और आज मीडिया की कंपटीशन भी इतनी है कि आपको समय से आगे दौड़ना पड़ता है। मैं तो यही प्रार्थना करूंगा आप सब पुराने साथियों को कि अपने स्वास्थ्य का जरूर ध्यान रखें, और मैं हमेशा कहता हूं कि पानी बहुत पीना चाहिए। जितना ज्यादा पानी पिएंगे तो आपको बहुत स्वास्थ्य के लिए भी ठीक रहेगा और एनर्जी भी मेंटेन रहती है। आज तीसरे चरण का मतदान है। मैं देशवासियों को विशेष रूप से आग्रह करूंगा कि लोकतंत्र में मतदान ये सामान्य दान नहीं है। हमारे देश में दान का एक महात्म्य है और उसी भाव से देशवासी ज्यादा से ज्यादा मतदान करें। आज तीसरे चरण का मतदान है। अभी और करीब करीब 3 सप्ताह चुनाव अभियान चलेगा। 4 मतदान के दौर आगे भी है। मेरा गुजरात में मतदार के नाते यही एक जगह है जहां मैं रेगुलर मतदान करता हूं, और अमित भाई यहां से भारतीय जनता पार्टी के उम्मीदवार के रूप में चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं। मैं कल रात को ही आंध्र से आया हूं, अभी गुजरात में हूं। मध्य प्रदेश जाना है, महाराष्ट्र जाना है, फिर तेलंगाना जाना है। तो इतने कम समय में मैं ज्यादा बात तो नहीं कर पाऊंगा, लेकिन मैं गुजरात के मतदाताओं को भी और देश के मतदाताओं का भी हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं, जो उत्साह उमंग से मतदान में हिस्सा लेते हैं।
Well, we are also seeing voting taking place in Madhya Pradesh. Former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, also coming in and casting his vote.
भाई साहब, आज यदि आपने वोट डाला है जेत में,
मेरा सौभाग्य है कि लोकतंत्र के महाउत्सव में मैंने भाग लिया है, अपना वोट डाला है। वोट लोकतंत्र की आत्मा है, लोकतंत्र के प्रति निष्ठा का प्रतीक, और इसलिए हर भाई बहन बेटे बेटी को वोट जरूर डालना चाहिए। आज मैंने भी मताधिकार का प्रयोग किया है।
अब बुधनी छोड़कर आप मतलब मध्य प्रदेश छोड़कर दिल्ली जाने वाले हैं, तो
देश में ही मध्य प्रदेश है, पार्टी ने जो भूमिका दी है उसको निभाऊंगा।
जो मतदान के उससे क्या लग रहा है इस बार माहौल?
लोकतंत्र के प्रति विश्वास, निष्ठा और नरेंद्र मोदी जी के प्रति भक्ति का भाव।
भाई साहब विधानसभा चुनाव आप 1 लाख से ऊपर जीते हो, लोकसभा में कितना का टारगेट है?
अब मैं कोई टारगेट वारगेट नहीं, मैं तो जनता का प्रेम प्राप्त कर रहा हूँ, आशीर्वाद प्राप्त कर रहा हूँ, बाकी जनता तय करेगी। ठीक है।
सर आपने अभी
आत्मा है, लोकतंत्र के प्राण है, और सभी भाई बहनों से मेरा निवेदन है कि अपना वोट जरूर डालें, मतदान जरूर करें।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर। जैसे कि पूरे इंडिया के काफी पार्ट में जो वोटिंग
Well, we are joined in by Jayant Bhattacharya, who is a senior journalist, as well as Dr. Anil K. Verma, political analyst, who are joining us with us. Let me go to, in fact, Jayant Bhattacharya, senior journalist, who in fact joined us. We've been speaking about Maharashtra, we've been speaking about Karnataka, we've also spoken about how Gujarat has been in this. But there are other states also that are going into the polls. We're talking about how Madhya Pradesh has also been a very key factor for the BJP. How do you, in fact, see this aspect of voting in Madhya Pradesh, especially with Shivraj Singh Chauhan now in fact on the sidelines, but at the same time it is one of those states where the BJP has successfully been able to ensure that the next rung of leadership in fact takes over. So how do you see the voting in Madhya Pradesh when we look at the entire region as such? This is to Jayant Bhattacharya.
Yes, indeed, the answer lies in your statement only, because the person that we last saw on the screen, he was the erstwhile chief minister there, and today he is, perhaps we can say reluctantly, he is a candidate from Vidisha as to be the representative of that constituency in Lok Sabha in the next Lok Sabha. So yeah, it is going to be interesting. But apart from that, there is another heavyweight, Jyotiraditya Scindia, who is also there in Guna. We know that Guna, of course, even Vidisha that way, these two seats will be very, perhaps it's wrong to kind of fortune telling is not the way that politics or polls work. But indeed, these two seats have been fairly consistent in siding with the BJP. So these two will be the main seats that we'll have to keep a tab on. Yes, indeed, but Madhya Pradesh, as things stand, we saw in the last assembly elections also that it may not be very difficult for the BJP to retain what they had done the last time. The more they have to think about are the states that are towards the east, that is Assam, because all these 4 seats, except for Guwahati, the other 4 seats that BJP has not been very comfortable there. If you come to West Bengal, again, the 4 seats that are going to polls today, they have, except for, of course, 1 seat in Malda, the others have not been very much in favor of the BJP. So similarly, Karnataka also is going to be very interesting this time, especially Gulbarga, where the last time the Congress president himself had contested and he had lost. And this time his relative is contesting from there. So we have to keep a watch, not only Madhya Pradesh, but all the 93 seats that are going to polls. But more than that, what you have been showing and what we have been listening from our leaders, in fact, the Prime Minister himself has also asked people to come out and vote, because the voting percentage that has happened in the last 2 phases has been really a matter of concern. Yes, it is warm. The temperature is very high, especially in central and northern parts of the country. But 66-67% may not very augur well for democracy in India. And especially this phase, in the 3rd phase, in the last elections also, it was around 67%. So it is time for people to come out and vote.
Well, interestingly enough, you have in fact hit out on that right point factor, is that the temperatures are in fact soaring. We have seen how there has been issues with the voting percentage. Dr. Anil K. Verma, let me get you into this discussion as well. The majority of seats that are going in the 3rd phase are seats that have been held by the BJP. So this question about, the weather being a spoil sport is also worrisome. That is why you have been seeing a lot of BJP activists, in fact, going home to home, trying to ensure that people come out in large numbers to vote, because it is being said that early morning there's a rush, then there is a complete dull out moment from 10 o'clock towards the evening, and then you have a rush again. But this is something that has not worked well when it comes to the polling percentage. How do you in fact see this, especially when the BJP has the majority of seats in the third phase? Those seats that are being held by it going to the polls.
Well, you see, so far as I understand, there is no academic theory to prove that low turnout impacts adversely the incumbent or the opposition. So we have to keep our fingers crossed. Low voter turnout. It's not very massive downslide, but of course a little lower than the earlier one. But you see, these factors are always a common denominator. In the previous 2019 election also, you saw the same scenario, the same weather, the same marriage situation, and all those problems are common denominator. I look at it, the downslide, in a slightly different way. What I feel is that since Prime Minister Modi has set a target of 400 plus for his party, the BJP workers seem a little overconfident, and that's why they think that even if they don't go to vote, I mean the BJP inclined voters, I mean, not the workers. The BJP, pro-BJP workers think that, voters think that, well, Modi is coming with a big majority, even if they don't vote, doesn't matter. And at the same time, I see the opposition voters a little demoralized and disappointed, because they think Modi, in fact, will come at all. So what's the point in voting? So that's one very important factor, that both the sides are having slightly lower turnout, whether it be the BJP side supporters or the opposition side support. That is one point. And the second thing which I see and which goes against the BJP is that while the voters are on the horns of a dilemma, the BJP supporters are on the horns of a dilemma, because they want to bring back Modi, but at the same time they don't seem very happy with their local MPs, and that is a dilemma in which they are placed. So they are not very much enthused towards the local incumbent, local candidate. Everybody think that after all, if Modi has to come back, they would have to vote anyhow. So this is also a reason why most of the BJP supporters are keeping away, because they don't get connected to their local representative. But one thing I would certainly say, that this lower voter turnout, though it has no academic theory to prove this way or that way, but certainly what I understand is that victory margins are going to be a little less this time, and therefore most of the people, whether they win this side or that side, the victory margins are going to be a little less.
Well, we have in fact Kundan reporting about how the Prime Minister was there at the polling booth and the casting of votes, and the large number of crowds who had gathered for it. Let's listen in.
देखिए समीर, प्रधानमंत्री का काफिला अब धीरे धीरे हमारी ओर आ रहा है, रानी चौराहे की तरफ, और जो तस्वीर आपको नजर आ रही होगी, इस तस्वीर में प्रधानमंत्री अपने दल बल के साथ धीरे धीरे आगे की ओर निकल रहे हैं। जैसा कि बताया गया था कि तकरीबन 7:30 से 8:30 का आधिकारिक समय था प्रधानमंत्री का, और अपने समय के मुताबिक प्रधानमंत्री यहां से निकल रहे हैं। निश्चित रूप से जिस तरीके से प्रधानमंत्री ने वोटिंग किया, वोटिंग करने के बाद वो आए, लोगों का अभिवादन स्वीकार किए, इसके बाद मीडिया से बात की, और अब धीरे धीरे यहां से प्रधानमंत्री का काफिला अब आगे निकलता हुआ। ये देखिए, आपको हमारे कैमरे में प्रधानमंत्री नजर आ रहे होंगे, दूर से ही सही, अपने काफिले को छोड़कर जहां तक तय सीमा की गई थी कि यहीं तक प्रधानमंत्री की गाड़ी जाएगी, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री उससे इतर वॉक करते हुए धीरे धीरे आ रहे हैं और लोगों का अभिवादन स्वीकार कर रहे हैं। दोनों तरफ, लेफ्ट और राइट साइड दोनों तरफ जो बैरिकेड्स लगे हुए हैं, वहां जा रहे हैं, लोगों से मिल रहे हैं। मुश्किल से 100 मीटर की दूरी पर है, पूरा का पूरा काफिला उनका निकल गया है, और जो उनकी गाड़ी है, सिर्फ वो गाड़ी है, इससे इतर प्रधानमंत्री अमित शाह के साथ, लोगों के साथ मिलते हुए, जुलते हुए और धीरे धीरे आगे बढ़ते हुए। मुझे लगता है कि काफी दिनों बाद मैं ये तस्वीर देख रहा हूं कि इतनी दूर प्रधानमंत्री वॉक करके आ रहे हैं। सुमेरा, अक्सर अब देखा जाता है कि 50 मीटर 100 मीटर तक प्रधानमंत्री वॉक करें, लेकिन यहाँ मुझे लगता है कि पूरे 700 मीटर से ज्यादा प्रधानमंत्री वॉक करते हुए आ रहे हैं, और साथ में उनके अमित शाह हैं, और धीरे धीरे प्रधानमंत्री का काफिला आगे बढ़ रहा है, और उनकी गाड़ी जो है, जो कैवलकेड है, वो भी, और लोगों को निराश नहीं कर रहे हैं। सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि इतनी देर से जो लोग खड़े हुए थे उन लोगों से प्रधानमंत्री मिलते हुए, उन लोगों से प्रधानमंत्री जुड़ते हुए और धीरे धीरे प्रधानमंत्री आ रहे हैं आगे की ओर। ये जो तस्वीर आपको दिखाई जा रही है सुमेरा टीवी9 भारतवर्ष पे, प्रधानमंत्री और अमित शाह दोनों खड़े हैं और दोनों यहाँ पे अभिवादन स्वीकार कर रहे हैं लोगों का, लोगों से मिल रहे हैं, जुड़ रहे हैं और धीरे धीरे आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। टीवी9 पर ये एक्सक्लूसिव तस्वीर आपको दिख रही होगी। इस तस्वीर में आपको दिख रहा होगा किस तरीके से प्रधानमंत्री का कैवलकेड आगे है, कैवलकेड को छोड़ चुके हैं और खुद सड़क पे खड़े होकर रानी चौराहे की जिसकी मैं बात कर रहा था वहां से खड़े होकर लोगों का अभिवादन स्वीकार कर रहे हैं और धीरे धीरे प्रधानमंत्री आगे आते हुए।
भारत देश का सबसे बड़ा चुनाव आज होने जा रहा है और महाराष्ट्र और खास करके मराठवाड़ा लातूर का लोकसभा चुनाव आज होने जा रहा है। आज 7 मई को मतदाता वोट डालेंगे। मतदाताओं से मैं यही गुजारिश करना चाहूंगा, विनती करना चाहूंगा कि वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा वोट डालें और हमारी जो लोकतंत्र है देश की उसको मजबूत करें। कांग्रेस पार्टी का प्रदर्शन बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। इस बार लोग भारी तादाद में कांग्रेस पार्टी को समर्थन दे रहे हैं और कांग्रेस पार्टी के उम्मीदवार डॉक्टर शिवाजी काळगे इनको बहुत ज्यादा पसंद किया जा रहा है मतदाताओं की ओर से। कार्यकर्ता भी भारी ऊर्जा के साथ काम कर रहे हैं। महाविकास आघाड़ी के सारे नेता एक होकर लड़ रहे हैं।
मैं सभी बहनों और भाइयों से, भांजे भांजियों से यही अपील करता हूं कि लोकतंत्र का महा उत्सव है चुनाव और मतदान यानी वोट डालना लोकतंत्र के प्रति हमारी निष्ठा का प्रतीक और इसलिए वोट जरूर डालें, पहले मतदान करें, बाद में कोई और काम। मेरी सभी से अपील है कि हर एक भाई और बहन मतदान जरूर करे।
देखिए, पूरे देश में नरेंद्र मोदी जी की लहर चल रही है और भारत की जनता ऐसा मानती है कि भारत के भविष्य के लिए, भारत के उत्थान के लिए, भारत के स्वाभिमान के लिए, भारत के गौरव के लिए तीसरी बार नरेंद्र मोदी जी का प्रधानमंत्री बनना बड़ा जरूरी है। और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि पूर्ण बहुमत से तीसरी बार 4 जून के बाद एक आवाज गूंजेगी कि मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी तीसरी बार भारत के प्रधानमंत्री के पद की शपथ।
Well, Jayant Bhattacharya, of course, we have seen the 3 crucial states that we are talking about. West Bengal also. Now, West Bengal is a state where the BJP has been trying to make a lot of inroads. Last parliamentary elections, they did have a very significant rise in number of seats that they were able to get. In fact, it was much more than their expectations. This time too, they are hoping to repeat the same and even much better because they think that there is something that is working against the TMC on the ground. How do you in fact see the West Bengal conundrum for the TMC at the same time for the BJP?
Yes, indeed, you have a point there because the target of 370 seats for the BJP or 400 overall for the NDA, this depends much on these 170 seats that I go on saying, that is starting from the eastern coastal region of India, that is the eastern part near the Bay of Bengal, that is Assam, West Bengal, subsequently coming down to the south and going further towards the southwest towards Maharashtra. Before Maharashtra, if we include Karnataka also, this about 170 seats, that is where the BJP would have to really do well to achieve that target. And of course, West Bengal is indeed very important for the BJP, where they have of late really come up and they have become the principal opposition. The left and the Congress is almost nowhere over there, not even in the assembly. But right now, the seats that are going to polls in West Bengal, they are heavily against the BJP. They're more in favor of the opposition parties, except for one place, that is Malda. Malda South, if you see Malda, it was divided into South and North. This is for the first time that the legacy of Abu Barkat Ghani Khan Chaudhary, the legendary figure that he was once, wherein there are several legends about him that there is hardly a family that has not been obliged by Ghani Khan Chaudhary, but he is no more. But the Malda, the legend of Ghani Khan Chaudhary and the legacy of Ghani Khan Chaudhary was continuing. That has come to an end, at least in one of the seats. The reason being that one of his nephew, that is Isha Khan Chaudhary, who was contesting from south, he has shifted to Malda North. And the Congress, which usually went with a family member of Ghani Khan Chaudhary, has not put up any candidate from his family. So, in fact, this is the first time that the legacy has been put on hold. If you go to Murshidabad, Murshidabad again has a legacy or a hero in the name of Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary of the Congress. But Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary himself is facing stiff resistance in Bahrampur, which is not going to pose this time. But he has been facing stiff resistance where his vote percentage was dropping. If you see the last 3 elections that has happened, this time he has a double responsibility. That is in Murshidabad, where the CPIM State Secretary Muhammad Salim is contesting. He has assured him, people say close to them, that he has assured him a victory because Murshidabad won, that there is the Muslim population. Even during the 2011 census, it was more than 50%, about 50% or on. This time, the local assumption is something around 78-79%. All these seats, in fact, whether it's Murshidabad, whether it is Jangipur, or whether these are the 2 seats of Malda, therein the Muslim population is between 60 and almost close to 80%. So that if there is polarization, which happened in 2019, then the seat may go to BJP. But we have to see how much that legacy and the magic, as they say, of the legend, if you can put it that way, of Ghani Khan Chaudhary, which has been put on hold in one of the seats, and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary in the adjoining district of Murshidabad works. That we'll have to wait and see. But as things stand, all these areas, which is very close to the border near Bangladesh, and the second thing, as I told you about the minority being in majority in these areas, and there is the BJP has not yet been that way, if I can say, accepted in the state, although they have come up very fast, very well to be the number 2 in the state. Still, we'll have to wait and see how much this time affects the voters' mood over there. But again, talking about turnout, we have to say that Assam and West Bengal, their turnout has been really well, above 80%. And this time also, I hope that it continues. And let us see the final results. June 4, we'll have to wait and see.
Yes, we have to wait till June 4th for that. Anil K. Verma, West Bengal, crucial state for the India Alliance, but again, not a united house when it comes to the India Alliance in West Bengal. And the BJP, of course, having had a history of making inroads in West Bengal, hopes to repeat its success. How do you in fact see that?
Well, I see that BJP has a very bright prospects in West Bengal this time. And the reason is that if you look at the vote share of the party, the most important thing is not the seat. In 2021 assembly election, the BJP had a vote share of 40% almost. And this is something very unusual because West Bengal is a state where the BJP had virtually no presence. And getting 77 seats is quite significant, being a principal opposition party, especially in the light of the backdrop that the state has been earlier dominated in a long phase, say 30 years or so, by Congress. Then a 30 phase odd year long space of occupied by the left, and now it's the Mamata. So I see that there is probably a churning going on, and probably this is going to be the BJP's time this time, especially in Lok Sabha, and I expect that they will do probably better. And one thing is also very important, because as you yourself said that the West Bengal Indie Bloc Alliance the house is not in order. Last time what happened in 2021 is that the Congress and the left, they completely surrendered and got 0 seats in West Bengal just to prop up Mamata against the BJP. This time, that's not the situation. In many places, the fight is triangular. And therefore, BJP's chances at 40% of vote share, if they retain, which they had in the last time, then the BJP is certainly going to very much improve its seat per share performance also.
Well, thank you, Anil K. Verma, as well as Jayant Bhattacharya for, in fact, speaking to us and giving us an insight. Well, the third phase of voting has begun and the votings are underway. The Prime Minister has, in fact, voted early in the morning itself and asked and appealed to voters to come out in large numbers and vote in the third phase as well. Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin. Stay tuned to News 9 for further news updates.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.